Good evening, everyone, and thank you. Oh, my light that's my light thing. Sorry. Thank you for joining me this Wednesday evening. I'm your host, Taryn, Paranormal Brew, and tonight I have a really I'm a little excited about this show, sharing this with you guys. I want to say hi to everybody really quick. So I went to my sister's this past weekend, and I brought my laptop, and I am learning to work without a mouse. So bear with me. Hi, Doug. How are you? Hey, Chris. Love you. Hi, Yvette. Hey, Florio. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hey, Vic. That's my family right there. Love them. Love them. Love them. Love them. So I'm a little excited about tonight. So a little background story. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Justin Bamforth. If you have not, please go check out his website. He's not on any social media. He has a website. It's called normalparanormal.org. He is a very good researcher, very good. He's an author, but he researches mostly Men in Black, UFO, unexplained types of stuff like that. And I really respect his research. I've had him on my show a couple of times. And at one point, we discussed a case that he had worked on. A guy named Gary Sudbrink, which I messaged him today and told him I was going to be sharing his phone calls. But received a series of strange phone calls one night. And you can actually, I'm going to pull it up from Justin's website, but you can go on there later on. Justin has put the phone calls up with the transcripts of these said phone calls. Now, this takes place in 1993, mind you. Gary was in the Air Force at the time. He was in Texas and surprised his family with a trip home to New York. Nobody knew he was coming home, so he was at his parents' house. So these phone calls, there was a series of phone calls, and I don't know what to make of them. People can say 1993, who knows? But yes, he was Air Force. Yes, he was. But when I heard them for the first time, I was like, whoa, those are creepy. Now, Justin is the type of person who doesn't ever admit to fully believing into what he researches, but he also doesn't say that he doesn't think it's out there as well. So he's really good. You've got to go check out his pages, normalparanormal.org. Anyway, so I was so intrigued with these phone calls. I have to share them with you. There were a series of 4, 3 the first night, and then 1 the next night. They all lasted about 3 minutes, and 3 minutes, and the longest one was 3 minutes and 55 seconds. The first call and the second call are good. I think one of the calls is really hard to hear. So I'm going to share my screen. Get your glasses out so you can read, because one of the phone calls is kind of hard to hear, but you can hear it, and get your headphones. Because these phone calls are very chilling. I don't know what it is. And I'm not saying that it's Men in Black stuff, and I'm not saying that it's, it's real. He could have been pranked, yes, who knows. But the verbiage, the way the things are said, I don't know. It's creepy to me. So, all right, bear with me. I'm going to be sharing my screen. So get and I'm going to like try to keep up with the phone call with the transcript so you guys can kind of like read along. Anyway, let me see. All right, so I am going to share my screen. All right. Yes, that. How do I get that? Select a tab to share. Window, entire screen, Chrome tab. I want that. Also share tab audio, yes. Window to the wall. Okay, wait. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on. It won't just let me select the Chrome tab for some reason. So, share. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Can you guys see that? Oh, God, Lord. I hit the wrong thing. Whew. Sorry. Okay, hi everybody. I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring you guys in the comments. I'm trying to share my screen. I don't know why it won't let me share this oh, there we go. It worked this time. Okay. All right. Thumbs up. I don't know what I was doing wrong. But here we go. All right. So this kind of gives a little bit of a background at first. It says in 1993, Gary was an Air Force captain assigned to medical pharmacy to work in San Antonio, Texas. In February the same year, he planned an unannounced surprise trip visit to visit friends and family in Long Island, New York. So does this work? Or do I have to go over to the screen? All right. So as you see at the bottom here, it says Monday, February 8th, 1993, 10:30 p.m. Duration 3 minutes and 46 seconds. So what it also says here is that while he was at his parents' house in New York, Gary placed a call to his longtime friend Mike, but Mike relayed how he had already spoken by phone the day before, describing how Gary had just flown in through LaGuardia Airport, although Gary actually in through JFK, along with the impression that he was coming down with a cold, even though Gary was perfectly healthy at the time. As a result, Mike decided not to hang out with him, which left Gary quite confused. Them conversed, another call came in through the call waiting. With his parents still present in the room, Gary picked the other line up, and a deep mechanical voice greeted him with some bizarre dialogue. Instinctively, for whatever reason, Gary pressed the record on the nearby answering machine. Here is the recordings of and transcripts of those calls that he received. All right, so some reason to do this. All right. So I'm going to play this, and then I'll stop at the end and see what you guys said. Okay, hold on. All right, so because I want to be able to show the transcript as well.
Yes. I'll tell you who it is. Yeah. Do you want to speak to him?
Is Gary Sudbrink there?
Yeah, who's this? Steven? Are you playing games with me or what? Huh? Steven, if you're playing games, I'm going to kick your ass.
So how long are you going to be back from Texas?
Huh?
You're being impersonated by the
Yeah, this is you, Steven, you idiot. You're pissing me off. Jerk. I'm gonna get you on... Let's see what it says. Review. One new call out of area. Is Steven out of the area?
Are you going to be back from Texas?
Wait, say that again?
You're being impersonated by the other voice.
Wait, hold on. Is Steven out of the calling area or what?
What do I know?
What do you mean you don't know? He's in Queens. Well, who are you talking to? I don't know who the fuck.
Hello?
Hello?
Is Gary Sudbrink there?
Who is this? Sounds like a big robot.
So
Hello?
how long are you going to be back from Texas?
What was that again, sir?
You're being impersonated by the other voice.
Oh, be quiet, huh? Sorry, would you see that again? Hello? Being impersonated by what voice?
Hello?
Yeah. Hello?
Is Gary Sudbrink there?
Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, what is your question? I'll answer it.
So how long are you going to be back from Texas?
How long?
You're being impersonated by the other voice.
Right. When am I coming back? Is that your question? Okay, there was a break. Hold on. You want to know when I'm coming back to Texas? Oh, is that your question?
So how long are you going to be back from Texas?
How long am I going to be back from Texas? That question doesn't make any sense.
By the other voice.
Okay. I'll be coming back eventually. I can't tell you when. You should know that question, the answer to the questions, because you seem to know more about me than I do. You know what I'm saying?
Are you an intergalactic person?
Are you a space alien?
Sounds like he hung up.
I can't believe this.
He hung up, Gary.
See if he comes back.
All right, I'll hang up.
All right, wait. I don't know if I have to. So, hold on. There it goes off. Okay. So, let me come back because I didn't see it. So, now, just, his dad sometimes is like on. Let me go back up in the comments. Sorry. His dad is sometimes, let's see. Okay. I think I saw these. Destiny. Hey, paranormal engineer. Let's see. Hey, Laura. Hi, babe. Hey, Meg, my peach. This is so bizarre. Peace. Doug is, it's one of the better explanations. I haven't heard these before. This is creepy. That voice is so, okay. Thank you. So I'm going to tell you, when I first heard that, like, I felt the same way. I felt like I was listening to a conversation that I shouldn't be listening to, but I couldn't stop listening to it. It was so weird. I think this is the one that's next one. Now you see, they're all like about so this one happened at 11:10 p.m. Duration was 30 minutes and 40 seconds. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Right? So I don't know, Meg. Like I had Gary on. So that's what I was going to tell you. I had Gary Sudbrink come on my show and talk about these phone calls and stuff. So there is an episode I have. It crazily is one of my biggest viewed episodes. Now, I will say, disclaimer, this was early on in my Paranormal Brew days, so I might not have been as good then. So just bear with me. I got comments about how I talked over him a little bit too much, but I did have him on. I know. I felt the same way. I'm not kidding. I felt the same exact way. So let's go to the next one. So the next, so mind you, his. Oh, we'll go. Oh, yeah. Rob's bringing me tea. So hold on 1 second. Thanks, Dave. Okay. So the next one, just put your headphones on because I think it's the next one that's a little bit lower. And then so there's 4 altogether. So we're gonna listen to the 4 of them. So let's get to it because they're good. A little creepy, but they're good. All right, this is the second one, I think. Hold on. The first one was at 10:30 p.m. and the duration was 3 minutes and 4 seconds, February 8th, 1993. The second one was at 11:10 p.m. and the duration was 3 minutes and 40 seconds. And listen to that. And I'll do the transcript as well, which I hope is being helpful for you guys. All right.
What is your question? Yes, speaking. Yes. Can I answer any questions for you?
Are you back from Texas?
Not back yet, no.
How long are you going to be back from Texas?
Let me answer. First, you tell me, where are you calling from?
This is Gary Sudbrink.
Yeah, why don't you tell me where you're calling from?
Who is this?
What do you mean, who is this? You should know who it is. It's me, Gary. Wait, let me ask you this question. Where are you calling from? Okay, I'll be back. Excuse me? I can't hear too well. Yeah, it is a full moon out. That's true. Could you identify yourself? Identify yourself. Why are you calling me? Excuse me? I cannot hear too well.
Get on the other phone, it's better.
Hold on, let me switch phones. Okay. Okay, hold on. Now, who are you?
Keep an eye in the sky, he said.
Keep an eye in the sky?
Yeah.
Yes, Kenny, I talked to him.
Shh.
I had a sighting.
Okay, hold on. Say that. Repeat that again. Please repeat. Okay. Near Orion.
Holy mackerel. Tonight or just when?
The full moon.
They told
Double from here.
Repeat.
Tell him I like to talk to him.
Okay. Repeat last word. I'm hearing static.
Tell him I like to talk to him.
He hung up.
He hung up.
Hello?
Okay. We'll come back to the comment. let's see. Please come over. I know, I'm telling you, it's creepy. This is weird. Why are they so willing to believe this is it? I don't know. Well, so I think Gary had an experience a couple years prior to this. So I think it kind of got him into alien research a little bit. So because of his experience, um, and it is on Justin's website, he does give a little bit more of a background into that story about how there was like something that happened 2 years prior at a wedding and there were witnesses to it and stuff. So, again, it's not, I'm not saying it's alien. I'm not saying it's alien. To me, it's more like if there's a thing is if it could be like Men in Black. It reminds me of, yes, Doug. I was just gonna say it. This reminds me of the phone calls that, yes, yes, that's what it reminded me of, the Mothman Files movie, right? A little bit. Now you have to remember it was 1993, so I don't know, and who knows? I don't know about that. Uh, it was when he did initially look at the thing, it said out of area. The call came from out of area when he said he's looked at the caller ID and it said out of area. So I don't know. Oh, you're saying it's aliens. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's creepy. If it was a prank, it's a good prank. I'll tell you that. Whoever pranked, if somebody pranked him, they did a really good job. So now we're gonna go to the third call. This was in the same night. So there were 3 calls that came in the same night, all 3 minutes long at least. And the last one came, so that one was 11:30. This is 11:38, and this was another call. All right, these are so good.
Okay. Yeah, it's taking time from the talk. Who is this? Stephen, this is not funny, you know.
Brian, it's not Steven.
What do you mean, Brian?
I mean, Gary.
How do I know it's not Stephen?
It's not Steven. Hello?
The dad cracks.
I had a UFO experience in West Virginia, which you probably know. And I know that you're into an intergalactic person. Can you speak a little louder? Sir? Can you speak a little louder? Louder?
Let me speak to him, Dad. I guess, I don't know what his...
All right, I'll hang up so you can talk to me. He wants to talk to you.
Okay. Hello, can I help you?
Hello,
Yes.
there's Gary Sudbrink.
Yes, that's me. Yes, could you please identify yourself? Identify.
Oh, you're back from Texas.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm in Texas right now. Oh, he asked me a question. No, I'm in New York right now. You know that. Why are you asking me such a question? Yes. Stephen, if this is you, I swear to God, I'm going to be pissed. Huh? I'm trying to listen to him. Excuse me? Okay. Eventually I'll be back from Texas. Could you speak more? Please speak more. I guess it's not Stephen. I believe it because I'm getting static. Let me go on this phone because I can never hear on this phone. Hold on. Okay. Okay, please speak. Hello?
Keep an eye on the sky.
Okay. Should I go out right now? Right now? Okay, see, I'm not sure where Orion is now, but we'll go outside. It would show double from me. Repeat that again?
Okay, that's the third one. That was the one for that. That was the one for that for the night. So he had 3 calls in one night, and then he got one more the next night, and it was February 9th, 1993 at 10:21 p.m. And this one is the longest, but it's still good. I love this. Kenny better not ruin it for me. Okay.
Yes, this is me. Can I speak to you? Can I ask why you're... Yes, can I ask why you're calling? Can I please ask... Yes, this is. Yes, that is me. Say that again?
This planet.
Leave?
We come
I'm staying right here.
to be within this planet.
Is this a joke or what?
The many to be contacted as the same with you.
I have to think about that. I'd like to see you.
The many to be contacted as the same with you.
Hey, let me tell you something. I've been listening to you, and I've had contacts with you.
Government interference? You have? Please explain what type of interference. Okay.
Visitations to be disrupted by them. Appears. Sun will rise from dark side of world. No.
The sun will rise from the dark side of the moon.
Okay, what branch of the government? What should I do?
Government
Is that good for me or bad? They hung up.
Yeah.
So Justin saying, the argument could be made that this mysterious caller sounds just like, well, a recording. In other words, it could be that there was no intelligence behind the voice, a recording played on loop. However, when I listened carefully to some of the calls, there seemed to be times when the patterns of the responses appear to be exactly the same, but at other times they differ slightly. Regarding the particular tone and style of the calls themselves, I counted 17 instances of the voice in the first call, 16 instances in the second, and 15 in the third, then back up to 17 again in the fourth and final call on the second night. It's almost as if the caller seems to lose energy as the calls progress throughout the first night, since the audible value becomes noticeably quieter. I find it interesting how those who come face to face with apparent Men in Black type entities describe a similar characteristic in patterns. The other thing worth noting is how mechanical voice itself is. This also matches up with reports of encounters with MIB2. People often report those entities as very much mechanical or robotic, leading some to consider if they're intelligent entities at all or just drones of some sort, perhaps under control by another unseen presence. So this, I love Justin. Let's see. How did he record the call? There was an answer machine. Doug, today we'd be like, bye. It is true. Like, yeah, for sure. And listen, you have to remember, let me see. I'm going to go to paranormal.org. He literally gives a whole background to the he's Justin Bamforth. He's awesome. His research is awesome. Whether you believe in it or not, just he really is one of those people that is trying to find the truth as well. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't automatically everything is what it is. So he actually has a story of mine up on here somewhere. But it's paranormal.org. He's really, really awesome. So let me stop sharing my screen. Like we can talk about these. Let's see. All right. How do I stop sharing? What am I doing? Oh no. Oh. There we go. Hi. So I also, so I had Justin on and me and Justin talked about this, and it was a really, really good show. And then I really, really wanted to talk to Gary. I was so intrigued by these phone calls. I mean, they obviously believe in there's something because allegedly they've had alien, they've had experiences with like Men in Black type stuff. In Justin's research, he has found that, like with anything, except, with people that deal with stuff like this, they are so less hesitant to talk about it. And like we talk about ghost stuff all the time. Oh yeah, I had this experience, I had that experience, blah blah. But I didn't understand at first, why Gary was hesitant to come on, but he was, the backlash that people who have alien or UFO experiences sometimes get a little bit, they get hated on, but anyways, so it's much like that. Like once you have an experience, you tend to keep having experiences, I guess, like allegedly in his research, he has found that people that they've had multiple experiences on different levels. High problematic. Let's see. He said those Men in Black stories in the early 90s were scary. The 98 Men in Black movie did a lot to public perception of them. Yes, I agree. Because I mean, but if you look at Justin's research on them, like there's and you even not to try to whatever, but I had him on my show to talk about this stuff and he explains it so well. They don't all have the same characteristics, but they do. You know what I mean? Like there are certain things that, just like I guess to differentiate us from, a cat and a dog. You know what I mean? Like they're the same, but they're not. Um, Megan, I'm not answering my phone at all tonight. Don't care what the call is. Yeah, they're really creepy. And Gary is such a super guy. My interview with him was really good. He finally came on. I had to beg him. I'm like, please. I was like, I know you're hesitant to come on, and I know why. I understand it. I get it. I'm like, but if you come out, then maybe more people will come out and want to tell their stories, because there are a lot of people out there that probably have stories and they just don't do it because of the reason that Gary was hesitant to come on my show. But he finally said yes and he came on, and it was really awesome. Let's see. That is something people try to say. Alien experiences are looking for fame and money. They almost never get money and almost never want fame. No, he didn't. I mean, I literally had to beg. I don't beg anybody to come on my show, but I was so drawn into these phone calls. It's crazy and I don't get excited about a lot when you know what I mean? Like I'm real big with EVPs, right? So EVPs, and disembodied voices. So naturally, something like this would definitely fall into something that I would appreciate because, you are kind of taking Gary's word for it. Like the caller ID said out of area. I mean, you can tell the reaction too. Like they're like you can tell that they're like, and he may have been being pranked. I don't know how though. I mean, and the verbiage that was used and I don't know, just everything it just feels eerie. Um, on a funny note, Problematic says, on a funny note, I remember watching a video from the 80s saying they can't resist strawberry ice cream. Oh, okay. I won't have any strawberry ice cream. Actually, I like strawberry ice cream, but I won't now have it. No, they would lose friends and get socially Yeah, yeah. But he agreed to come on. I was so thankful. And I'm still friends with him. And I messaged him today and I said, Gary, I'm going to be talking about your phone calls on my show tonight. I'm going to share them. I was like, I want more. I know because, he came on a long time ago. And for any of you that don't know, April 1st is Paranormal Brew's anniversary. 10 years. 10 years. Now, it's been 9 years that I've been doing video, but 10 years has been for the brew. Because at first we originally were just streaming on streaming internet radio or stuff like that. But yeah, April 1st, 10 years for the brew. I can't resist strawberry ice cream either. Yeah, it's so good. So what do you guys think of these phone calls? Like, do you guys have any like theories, any like anything that you like? I mean, I honestly, I love that I was able to have Justin on and then have Gary's perspective on. And like I said, let me see. You know what? Let me hold on. Let me just do this because you share an anniversary with my marriage and divorce. Who knew? Let me see. April 1st, really? All right, hold on. Let's see. I know he... So Gary has two brothers. Stephen is 1 year older and Brian is 5 years younger. At the moment he received the first call, Gary thought it was Stephen playing a prank on him. Stephen was not known to be a prankster, yet there was a separate strange occurrence which happened to involve both Stephen and Gary a few years prior to the strange phone call. While en route to a wedding, also in Long Island, Stephen saw Gary drive up alongside him, make some weird faces to get his attention, and then just simply drive off. Even though Gary was in Long Island at the time, he didn't have a car to drive, let alone the make and model he was supposedly spotted in, the same exact one that had been parked at Gary's residence in San Antonio. Let's return to the so see, there was another weird experience between Gary and his brother Steve. So they kind of both. So I think that's why Gary thought Steve was playing a prank on him, which, maybe, I don't know. But I think by now, wouldn't you tell your brother? You know what I mean? Like, that was me. I mean, there'd be no reason for it to go on that long. And so I think that's why they were so easily believed that it could have been communication with something other than this earth. Do you know what I mean? Like, once you have that experience, I guess you just automatically believe that, and listen, I don't know. I'm not here to judge anybody, and I'm not here to, I think the phone calls are very creepy. They gave me the first time I listened to them, I was just sucked in. I was all in. And I just remember feeling like I should not be listening to this conversation, but I can't stop listening to this conversation. It gave me that type of a feeling. But Justin's work is really good. He talks a lot about Men in Black, and I'll show you just really quick. I'll show you a little bit of his website here. So, he UFOs. Let's see. He talks about that a little bit. Return to Coast AM. Aerial phenomena. People, which I heard is another thing, where people feel like they hear like helicopters above them, but there's nothing there. I've never heard of that until I talked to somebody that experienced it, and Justin was like, "Yeah, that is a thing. There's people out there that hear that. It's so strange." Let's see. What is this? I don't know what that was. Here's Men in Black, Fade to Black. That's a good one. Spontaneous human combustion, he researched. Ghost photos, terror signals podcast. So as you can see, he covers, but his research is like, here's Art Bell, but Men in Black. I mean, he like literally he's so cool. So go check his website out. And let me stop hearing this. Oh, it's up here. So what do you guys think? I mean, I just want to believe that it's something that, especially the things it was saying was just really weird. But I want to believe that it was something other than of this world. I do. I want to believe, but is it? I don't know. I haven't done much research into the story, to know like, oh, when did, yeah. Oh my gosh, I almost hit the wrong button. I almost blocked you, Doug, by accident. Yeah. I try not to think anymore. I don't believe it. That's fair. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Gary was behind it, but maybe somebody did prank him. I don't know. I mean, in 1993, like, did they have, which I don't even know. I haven't even researched, poo-poo on me, but I should have. But like, When did, voice changers come out, and when did it just I don't know, the verbiage to me is weird too. Like, you can prank anybody all day long, but that verbiage was just, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm not saying that that's out of the question. I'm not saying that at all. Um, let's see. I think it could have been like voice altering at the time. There was stuff in the early 90s. Um, they had voice changers and Halloween masks. Yeah. Hi, Sage. Yeah. It said when he checked the caller ID, it said out of area. So they checked the caller ID and it said out of area. So he thought it was his brother, actually. Let's see. It would have been been expensive for a good voice changer. They had yak backs, but they were not good sound quality. Oh, it's definitely morbidly creepy fine. Yes, I agree. Tomorrow is my 4-year pre-anniversary. I don't suppose you can have a pre-anniversary, but I'm different. Well, happy pre-anniversary. Spaceship is certainly out of area. Yes, certainly. Yeah, the caller ID said out of area. I don't know. I mean, I want to believe it's something like unexplainable, and not somebody pranking him. I mean, 1993, I mean, here we are, and nobody's ever come forward yet. I mean, if you're really, and he's not one that really goes public with it. So it's not like something where he is trying to exploit either. You know what I mean? Like, I literally I like asked him for a year to come on my show. Like, I wouldn't, he wouldn't, he just didn't want to do it. But he finally did. And, so I'd imagine by now, if you're pranking somebody, if it's your friend or your brother, your sister, like, eventually you tell them. Eventually you're like, oh my God, that was me. You know what I mean? Like, I would think anyway. I mean, that's most people do that. I mean, because then you get a good laugh out of it. You know what I mean? But nobody has ever come forward and said anything to him. Um, and I don't know. Maybe if you guys get a little bit to have extra time. I know so many people have been going live, which I want to say, I should have said this at the beginning and I forgot. So I'm sorry. I apologize. I meant to say this in the beginning. I want to give a shout out to Dust Productions, Dust Paranormal, and dedicate this episode to him, because, he's going through some tough times right now. He's diagnosed with cancer, as everybody knows. So please, everybody, keep him in your prayers. Keep him in your prayers, your thoughts, and hope that, that he starts kicking cancer's ass, and, he's able to continue blessing our YouTubes and our airwaves with his shows and everything. So please, show him some love, and keep him in your prayers, please. I meant to say that at the beginning of my show. Anyway, now I forget what I was talking about because he popped up in my head. Oh, daggone it. I hate when I do that. Let me think. Oh my gosh. I forget what I was saying. Oh, but, by a certain time, you tell people you're joking, or it was you, or you played the prank. Like, oh, by the way, so I'm going to tell, like, it happens all the time with me and the Peaches, me and my brother, like, oh yeah, you know. Yes, please, everybody, show some hearts and love for Dustin, prayers, please. You know, just let him know. I told him if he needs anything to send out the bat signal, and everybody would come together. We know that. So, um, but yeah, go check out Justin Bamforth's webpage, the normalparanormal.org. I think you guys will find it interesting. He's not somebody that believes everything. What he does is he does get a lot of stuff that he's got to weed through in order to determine if the story is worthy enough of checking out and researching, like, because he does get a lot of stuff sent to him that, is kind of, and he has a technique and ways that he separates the two, knowing if it's just somebody messing with him and it's BS, or if there's some legitimate claim here. Or sometimes even if he thinks like sometimes people need medical attention, So kind of like what you would do if you were doing like a private house investigation. You have to, make sure you know what you're dealing with, before you take on something. Um, let's see. Scarborough, Doug. It makes me think of Hellier, where Greg and Dana Newkirk got weird emails and they were like, okay, which one of our friends is pranking us? Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's exactly like through the whole thing, even on the third, I can't remember, but throughout all the calls, he's like, Steven, if this is you, I'm going to kick your ass, like through the whole thing. He's like back and forth. Like the dad was the one that was like, his dad cracked me up. He was a little excited there, um, but Gary was like, what is going on here? Like, and then, I think he started to believe it was something otherworldly. And we all say like, oh my gosh, what would you do if you came face to face encounter with whatever it is that you research, right? If I were to come face to face with a ghost, if you hunt Bigfoot and you came face to face with Bigfoot, if you're like, what would you do? How do you know what you would do? You don't know. So we really can't say how Gary acted was right or wrong, because in his eyes, he believed, that this was, an encounter with another type of being or, entity or something like that, So, um, if you believe that, how can you argue with somebody's perception? I mean, you can give scientific facts and you can say, okay, this, and that, it was somebody pranking you. Yes, there are logical answers. I get it. But, uh, Problematic said that was suspicious. They waited so long to track its email. People with investigation experience would have tracked the email and knew from the start it was from his own area. That was one of the only things I found the most suspicious. Oh, you're talking about what the Newkirks, right? What Doug was talking about up here. I see. I don't know that story. So Doug, when you come on Paranormal Brew, we can talk about that, because I like that stuff. But yeah. So, and I'm not saying like one way or the other. I believe that Gary believes that he had this experience, and those phone calls. I don't care. It's like I'm afraid of clowns, and I have friends. Little Bit. Her name's Little Bit Psycho. She's a haunt actor, and it's her and another one's name is Chaos. They're like a group, and they're haunt actors, and they are pretty scary, and they scare me. I say that you're doing your job well. You know what I mean? So, where the hell was I going with that? I don't know where I was going with that. Honestly, I hate myself sometimes. I have ADHD really bad, guys, so I apologize. Um, I know I was saying something about Gary, but can't get back there for some reason. Um, well, it's about that time. Please, like I said, go check out normalparanormal.org. Justin Bamforth, he's really, really awesome. And if you are a podcaster, he's a really good guest. You just have to email him. And because, like I said, he's not on any social media, but he's a really, really good guest to have on. He's very, very smart. Very smart. I want to thank everybody for joining me. And until next time, sweet dreams.